Hello, YouTube. It is me, Raina, and I am back. I'm here to talk about Roller Coaster the series to give my overall thoughts on this show and my review. Overall, I really enjoyed this series. It's from a new company called Motion Minds Entertainment, and I just loved how they were able, for me personally, how they were able to give equal weight to each relationship when it came to Pure and Air, which was the first relationship that broke up because Air had to was forced to marry someone else, and then Pure and Loft, the new one that we see a lot that's growing and developing in the show, and having a carefree relationship. And to me, I think this really is a great next step in Thai GL of showcasing the main character having um, a romantic relationship with both characters and how the past kind of informs not only the present but also the future. And I loved how they really developed the three characters to be very interesting, especially Air. It's easy to hate her, and she has her moments where you're like, girl, you kind of, not kind of, no, you did do this to yourself because you chose someone else over your girlfriend. Let's just call it what it is. But then once after that is done and she gets a divorce and, she kind of wants to get back with Pure, she does tell her, like, hey, whomever you choose, I'll stand by you, I'll be with you. But the catch here is Air does not know that Pure and Loft have been basically fooling around with each other, if you may say, because Loft is basically friends with Air because Loft is the younger sister of her ex-husband. See how this is all tangled up? That's why it's called roller coaster. So we go back and forth. Pure goes back and forth. And what I love about this show is the cinematography. I think is very beautiful. I've noticed it from the pilot. They clearly had a vision for the show of how they wanted to film it and how they wanted to tell the story and how they utilize the flashbacks mainly between Pure and Air to inform the episode and the whole entire show, and how each character's, especially Pure's motivation of why she keeps going back to Loft and everything. And I just love seeing those flashbacks of Pure when she was first with Air, how kind of carefree and cheerful and flirty she was. And then we see that same Pure when she's with Loft, how free and carefree and flirty she is with Loft. Because now with Air, it's not it's not happening there anymore, unfortunately. And to me, the way they directed the love scenes, I think, was very interesting and very artistic with the lighting and everything. And I think the editing on the show was great. What I do wish for, I wish there was more episodes, like either one or two more towards the end, so we can like really feel like the heartbreak of Air finding out and us, like the breakup between Pure and Loft. So it could have ended there, and then the last episode could have been the 2 year time jump, where we could have see where Pure, Loft, and Air are in their individual lives, and then we get the ending and the culmination of Pure and Loft finding each other again, rebuilding their relationship, and getting back together. But I understand this is their first series, and they probably only had enough in the budget to only do 8 episodes, but and have a short runtime because each episode is like at least like 42 minutes, if 39. Really short. Like I said, it's their first series, so. But I think what they were able to do and what story they were able to tell, I think it was very good. A very strong start for this company, and I am really intrigued on what they do next with their oncoming shows. They have announced that they are doing more. They're doing more with Shelly and Pandau, who played Air Loft in the show. And they also are doing another one, Nico, who played Air. She's going to be paired with somebody else. And the rumor is that it might be Ferris Wheel, which is a sequel to Roller Coaster. These are based on books. And so I'll be very intrigued in that. And I think the smart thing, and if they are going to do that with Air, usually the person who in the love triangle does not get picked or is not chosen, usually people don't care about that character or don't are not interested in their story at all after the fact. But I think it's, from social media, from what I've seen, and the possibility if, we get to see Air's story of her falling in love with somebody else, the fact that people are interested in that and want to see it is a great testament to not only Nico's acting, because I think she was very strong in the show, but also the writing of her character and how complex she is as a character, and the fact that people are compelled to want to see more of her and her story and her falling in love with somebody else, and just to see her happy that she wasn't just in the way of the main ship, or she was just, oh, no one cares about her. I think that's a really great thing, and I love that this show was mainly run by queer people in front and behind the camera. You can feel that, and they reinstated it when they did the more intimate scenes and love scenes. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this show. Like I said, I wish we had a little bit more, either one or two more episodes towards the end to really flesh the ending out more. But for what it gave for 8 episodes, I think it was a great start. And I think overall it was a really great and very mature story. What are your thoughts on Roller Coaster? Are you excited if they do Ferris wheel? What do you want the next projects to be? Leave your comments down below, and bye, YouTube.